So I'm filming this on New Year's Eve, but I had this idea probably like a month ago and then never really decided to do it until the past couple of weeks just because I had to actually get all the things. So since it being New Year's Eve, I think a lot of people have been thinking about this past year, and like there's nothing new that I'm going to say that you probably haven't heard already about just how shitty this year has been. Everyone's just ready to move on to the next, and hopefully it does bring a lot more positive things in the world than what this past year has been. So I know this sounds probably super cheesy, but like whenever negative things happen in your life, I feel like there's always got to be a balance. So with that negative, there's always positive. So even though this year has been so bad for so many people in so many different ways, I think there's still a lot of light that could be shed on a bunch of different moments that have happened in this year. And I guess for me personally, what balances out the negative things in my life is just thinking about the people around me and like the friends and family that I have as like a support system. Pretty much I was just thinking about my friends, being really lame and watching my old vlogs, just really missing all the fun things that we used to do. Obviously with everything that has been happening this year, we weren't able to like hang out as we normally do or like just see each other during birthdays. So I thought about just different ways that we could connect more than just like through digital. I know we still chat on Facebook and stuff, but something about sending like snail mail seems a little bit more homey. So pretty much what I did is that I printed out a bunch of photos that I took specifically from like last year when I went on the trip to China and Hong Kong. If you haven't seen the little travel montage video on my channel already, that's all these pictures are from that trip. So I printed out a bunch, like a lot, like almost 200. I was just gonna pretty much send them to my friends with like a little note, being all super cheesy and stuff. So I thought it'd be at least kind of fun to film the whole process of me just like packing all of these envelopes and like mailing them out. Before I start filming the rest, doing some really cool b-roll and whatnot, it is almost 2 o'clock and I have not eaten, so probably gonna get some food first and then actually start packing these envelopes. My battery died, but oh my god, it smells so good. Alright, so not gonna lie, after I ate, I got pretty tired and it's already significantly darker than it was before. But I think it's now time to show you guys what some of the things I got for this little photo mailing thing. First and foremost, the thing that I had to get when I realized that I didn't have enough was stamps. So I went to the post office and the lady was pretty nice. She said that they had holiday stamps. And then I got these ones. Pretty cute, pretty cute. The next thing I needed was envelopes because the envelopes we had at home are for like actual like letters and it's not the right dimensions for like these photo prints, which are like 4x6. I did pick up these cool envelopes. Great. Nice craft brown handmade vibe, I guess. The last but not least thing that I had to get was obviously the photo prints. For any people out there who actually want to get like higher quality prints compared to like just going to CVS and Walgreens, you can go to this site called MPix. I'll drop a referral link in the bio if you guys want 10% off. Not sponsored, just the general friend referral link. I already purchased prints from them before and I feel like their quality is pretty decent for the price. So I can show you guys some of the prints that I got from them. You guys can probably see I got like multiple copies of certain prints just because I feel like those would be ones that people would like. Just like this one of the really famous milk tea spot in Hong Kong. I also just might be biased because I really like this one. So if you guys actually don't know this site, shout out to Renee and Jess for telling me about it, but it makes like really nice layouts and you can take like notes, lots of different tasks, etc, etc. So I actually put down on this site a list of people that I want to send prints to, so you can see all the names over here. And then for some people there are some specific photos that I want to give them just because I know that they probably would like those. So you guys can see that I actually again have personal prints of my friends that I've taken. My old hard drive actually died, but I was able to recover some of the photos that I took in college, like this one of Minkyu. It's really cool, the bubbles. Me and Renee, we do not have many photos together, but I thought this was funny. So I printed 2 so that I can hold on to one and I can give her the other one. This is such a random photo that we took in Uniqlo next to the bras. Really wasn't the best placement, I guess, but adds to the humor of the photo. And then I also have pictures from when me, Jen, Lisa, and Trace went to Boston Commons, like I think last year or something like that. And then we took some really nice pictures over by the Commons. So gonna send them each their own little print. So I actually didn't know freaking this was the word for it, but whenever you guys see like 3 panel photos together, it's called a triptych. So I went through some of the pictures that I took when I was in Cali last year as well. And we literally only spent like 15 minutes in Santa Monica before we had to go to the airport. But these are actually some of like my favorite pictures that I took during that little time. So I just kind of pulled out 3 of them to make a little triptych because I've been talking to Renee about how like she also bought prints and she's kind of just like setting up her room. So I thought it'd be fun to send her another mini set because she actually technically got the horizontal version of this print already. But hopefully adding these 2 kind of look cool on her wall or whatever she's thinking about. So these ones are for Renee. Gotta throw in our Uniqlo selfie.
Permission to be lazy, permission to be crazy, wishing it don't faze me, and wishing you call me a baby. And I realized that sometimes it gets lonely. I guess it could be nice to have someone to hold me. Like a cherry on top, you can be my extra something. Boy, you're with the spot, but I don't need your loving. Don't take this serious, cause what I got is good for me. So why don't you just stop and keep me company. Keep me company.
So I think I got kind of carried away as I was sorting through all of these pictures, deciding who was going to get what photo. And as I was just like looking through each of these pictures, it just made me think about like either the moment or the place that I was in when I did take them. So I thought it might be kind of fun to share like a little behind the photo story time. And again, a lot of these pictures I took on that trip last year to China and Hong Kong after I graduated. I feel like that's like the classic post-grad trip that a lot of families do. I don't know, it's just really cool to go back to not only visit where my mom and dad grew up, but I don't know, it's just such like a different culture obviously than what is here in America. So it's really cool time taking pictures there. So there is one photo that I came across that I did want to kind of talk about, and it's this one. So this was, it's either my mom's or my dad's village, one of the two. Like pretend if we were in the camera's view walking towards this open kind of field mountain area. Like behind us is where the village and where all the houses are. So if you keep kind of walking away from the village, there's kind of what looks like a little farm area in the back. And it's kind of funny because I think I took this picture before I took that one. So after you pass the field of chickens and roosters, you look over towards the mountains and you see this. And the first thing that I noticed was obviously the sign. And my Chinese is pretty bad. I had to ask my mom what the translation was. And she was telling me how this sign translates to like happy cooking garden. I think that's like what it legit word for word translates for. And she was just explaining to me how this is like one of the revenue sources that the village has. I think it's like the way they run it. It's kind of like an outdoor barbecue place. So like people's friends and family would like book to come to this place and like eat and just hang out, which I thought was just like so cool. Because imagine like sitting outside, like literally in what kind of feels like the middle of nowhere. There's like mountains to your backside, there's like a village in the front, and there's just like a lot of open land, and just like eating and hanging out. And I thought that was just kind of really fitting of like Happy Cooking Garden, because that is definitely like the vibe that you kind of get when you like walk in there and you kind of look around. So that's just a little short story time about that photo. Probably gonna spend the next couple of hours just sorting through all the pictures and putting them into the envelopes, and I kind of already took a couple shots of what that looks like, so I'll probably show you guys at the end when I have all the envelopes done with the notes and everything, and then insert a quick dropping off of the letters, and then that's pretty much this whole video. So it's already been a couple days since the last clip. I didn't realize how long it would have taken me to write all of those notes, and I also had to track down everyone to get their address, because I realized I actually don't know like half of my friends' addresses. It was kind of funny because like when I asked them like, hey, what's your address? I feel like everyone didn't even like have a second thought, and they just gave it to me, and then they asked why. Not that they would have any reason not to trust me, but that was kind of funny. So I'm actually gonna finish up the last few envelopes today and then actually go mail them out. I didn't check the weather before I left, and now it's raining. Stuck the envelopes underneath my arm inside my jacket so that they don't get wet. So luckily the mailbox isn't too far. It's a quick walk. I'm hoping I can make it there and back home before it actually starts like really drizzling. Alright, this is a lesson for you guys in the future. Always check the weather before you leave the house. Alright, gonna try to do this with one hand. Alright, be safe, friends. So, if you stuck till the very end, thanks for hanging out with me. Happy New Year. I know when I upload this, it's probably going to be like a week or two after January 1st, but better late than never. So, Happy New Year. Hope everyone has a happy and safe 2021. May there be a lot more happier and brighter moments in this next year than what we had last. Peace.
Tell me that I'm not the only